Customers are backing out of their factory orders, Dad, and that's leading to higher new car inventory levels. At the same time, used car inventory is spiking as well. Everything I predicted way back when, you called me bubble boy, I was right, damn it. All right, the car bubble, the auto market bubble, it's popping. Factory orders, they're not taking deliveries of them. They got to sit there. We got repo cars coming in the market, interest rates sky high, prices coming down, man.
Any of this based on fact?
Hey. Some of it.
Okay.
All right,
cool.
so we've started to hear some stories. I know
Yes.
I've started to hear some stories from the community forum and other people that I've talked to, Dad. People are not taking delivery of factory orders. If you remember,
Yes.
new car sales transitioned from, I go to the car dealer's lot and I find a vehicle that I want and I buy it and I take it home that same day, to even brands like Toyota and whatnot. No, you kind of order it, even if it's like one coming in allocation. Interest rates, Dad, have gone up so much. For some context here, year over year for October, this data comes from Edmunds. The average new car interest rate right now in October was 6.3%.
Okay.
Last year in October, it was 4.2%. That's a big difference. That, I think, is a driving factor for why people may be walking away from some of those cars that they had factory ordered.
Oh, absolutely. 86% of all people that buy vehicles finance them. So if the cost of financing continues to go up, we find fewer and fewer people are still interested in being in the market. If, for instance, you happen to have ordered a vehicle, say, in February, yes, many of the manufacturers will at least price guarantee the MSRP on your ordered vehicle, but they will not hold any interest rates that might have been available at that time. So you can lock in the price, but you can't lock in the interest rate. Well, if interest rates have gone up over 2 points, suddenly your payment may no longer be affordable for that vehicle that you ordered back in February. So there is probably a rather substantial percentage of people who have ordered cars or reserved cars or reserved allocated spots coming into dealers that once those vehicles have arrived have said, I don't think I can afford this anymore.
Exactly. They're getting those refunds on those deposits. They're walking away. They're washing their hands and saying, you know what? I'll just see what happens in the market.
Yes.
And we're starting to see this in the inventory levels, both on the new and used car side. Dad, inventory in October, this is data from Cox Automotive. New car inventory up to 1.56 million vehicles in inventory, 78% higher than a year ago. 680,000 more units in inventory on the new car side. All the while on the used car side, Dad, we have 2.44 million vehicles in inventory. That's about 10% higher than where we were a year ago. So we're starting to see inventory levels pick back up both on the new car side and the used car side.
Yes.
That's a recipe, especially with higher interest rates, for people to see prices start to come down a little bit, even on new cars. And we do obviously see it. The headline in the Cox article is average used vehicle asking price falls to lowest level since April. So we are seeing used car prices come down. But I think with people backing out of these factory orders, a 78% increase in inventory on the new car side and continued upward pressure on interest rates, new car prices should become more negotiable and even come down.
Nothing says thanks quite like going to joinyaa.com and typing in thanks20 to get 20% off on your YAA Plus membership, or thanks 100 to save $100 on your vehicle service contract. Everything is becoming more negotiable than they had been. New car inventory being on hand is an important factor for people, for the remaining people that are in the market. You might actually be able to go into a dealership, find the vehicle you want, and drive it home that day if you can come to an agreement on price. And my suspicion would be, since it costs the dealers more than ever to have those cars sitting on their lots, that they'll be more than willing to negotiate with you to some degree. That might even mean that they won't even be asking for a market adjustment on the price.
Yeah, we've seen market adjustments, and we see it because we help hundreds of people each week negotiate their car deals. Okay,
Yes.
so we see it. Plus, and even finally, these are comments we see of people saying, "Hey, the dealer used to have a $5,000 over MSRP markup, and it's gone away." But those are going by the wayside quickly, rapidly, as a direct result of people taking themselves out of the market. And we even see it showing up a little bit in the average transaction prices, Dad. Even for new vehicles, the average transaction price dropped dropped to $46,991 from $47,222. I'm not saying that's great. We need to see more downward pressure, but maybe it's an indication of where things are headed.
My supposition would be that the average transaction price will be lower in November than it was in October, and it'll be lower again in December than it was in November. This is not a one-of. This is a trend. Okay, this is a correction, a slow movement towards a correction in the retail pricing, and that's going to have to continue if they want to build demand back up, because there's just not enough demand in the market at the moment. Many people have taken themselves out of the market because of interest rates. So what the Fed was trying to do, apparently it is working. And we're also seeing, obviously, in the tech sector, a lot of layoffs, a lot of unemployment going on. So that's going to impact people buying cars in the future. So between interest rates, between job losses, people just being more realistic about what they can afford, there's fewer people in the market to buy the ever-growing amount of inventory that seems to be out there at the moment.
If you are not subscribed to the channel, I know we put out a lot of content. Thank you to everyone that's a part of these videos. You can expect weekly and monthly, we will be doing updates on the inventory situation because we expect to see that correction continue. And that is critical information for you if you're going to try and negotiate a car deal. The more inventory that's sitting around at a higher floor plan cost for the dealer. And if you don't know what floor plan is and things like that, Deal School 3.0, it's out in a couple weeks here. Go watch that. Deal School 3.0 will be your best friend. Pops, thank you for your time. You are my best friend.
And you're mine.